Hello and welcome to On the Food Scene with Steve. Today I'm back here in Conneaut Lake, New York, one of the special places in my travels. And with me today is Judith Maidenbaum, who is the owner of the Fat Lady Cafe right here in this beautiful little lake town. Thanks for having me here today, Judith.
Thanks for coming and thanks for having dinner here.
Oh,
it was such a pleasure.
Wonderful dinner. And how long have you been here at Fat Lady?
This is our 6th season, actually 6th year, because this year we stayed open most of the winter. It's the first time.
Wow, and winters I know are tough here, but it's a resort town and the summer is when it really happens. Why did you choose to go into this? I know your real training is in psychology. Tell us a little about your background and how you ended up in the restaurant business.
Well, I'm actually a psychoanalyst, and many years ago I ran a coffee shop up not in Conneaut Lake, but in Sullivan County. And I lived here, I had a summer home here, and there was nothing going on in town. And the kids would come up and they would say, "Mom, there's nothing happening, this town is dead." And furthermore, it looked like a slum.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought one of the slum buildings.
And I remember what that looked like.
It was falling into the lake. And actually the lake has always been very beautiful, and I rebuilt it.
Wow.
Built it from scratch. And then when I built it, didn't look like what I thought it would look like. I thought I was building a tiny little coffee shop to sell newspapers, sell a little coffee, make a couple of desserts, but it was big, much bigger than I thought. And I figured, okay, I'm going to open a restaurant.
Wow. And the name Fat Lady Cafe, where did that come up?
Well, there was a restaurant in town called Gaetano's, and for the life of me, I would say, I could never remember the name. So I said, if I open a restaurant, I'm going to name this restaurant an unforgettable name. People will not have to think, is it Judith's, is it Maidenbaum's? It won't be a name. It'll just be the Fat Lady.
And you have a full menu, everything from hamburgers up to your beautiful prepared dinners like I had tonight, the seafood dinner, which was out of this world. Well,
we try here to accommodate the kind of town we're in. So what we do is we serve sandwiches also at the same time. Many restaurants feel that if you're serving dinner, you just have to give a dinner. Well, we decided that we were going to have a small menu, but a very full menu with a lot of choices. And people could just come in for a hamburger or for a Coke or something.
And you have a full bar as well?
We have a full bar.
And then also, your specialty is desserts, I think.
The specialty is desserts and also kids, and we have a playroom upstairs, which is something that I really am proud of, because parents can come here, they can eat outside on the deck, they can enjoy the water, and they can send their children into the
playroom. And people
can
take their boats to the dock here too.
They take their boats to the dock.
Including me.
Including you. And we even bring them food out to the dock.
Wow, that's really good service. And there's a dessert you're going to share a recipe with me. What is that dessert?
I thought I would share, sometimes you get recipes and they're so difficult. This is such an easy recipe.
Great.
And it's a recipe that I make 3 times a day sometimes, because people just love it. It's a summer recipe because it's made with peaches, and it was a recipe given to me by a very good friend of mine that eats in the cafe all the time. Her name is Joyce Silver. Recipes, everybody says, this is my recipe. Recipes are usually transmitted. They're like fairy tales. People get the recipe, they change it, and this is the recipe that Joyce gave me. You take, actually I double it for the restaurant. It was half. So you take 8 ounces of butter, which is 2 sticks of butter. Put it in your mix master. Put in 2 cups of sugar and really mix it until it's very creamy. Then sift 2 cups of flour with 2 teaspoons of baking powder and add that. Or you can just add 4 eggs.
Wow.
And then add that. It doesn't matter in what order. This is a cake. It doesn't matter in what order.
No mistakes. You can't
there
make
are no mistakes. You can add the 4 eggs first, and then the flour sifted with the baking powder, and then put it in the bottom of a pan that has been greased, and a little bit of flour in the pan, as every baker knows to do. A round pan. It's hard for me to give exact instructions.
Well, we're going to write this down for the readers. Great.
And then peaches on top, and a little bit of sugar. Stick it in the oven for an hour. 350, it's done.
That's terrific. Well, we're going to get that in writing for the readers. And I want to thank you for having me up here tonight. We're in beautiful Conneaut Lake, New York. And you've got to come and visit Judith at the Fat Lady Cafe. It's about 2 miles from the original Woodstock site. But on the Food Scene with Steve, I'm Stephen Freeze.